Like while I'm talking about the take it out the science chapter 12 friction raw friction de ni answer gita basic to this such a chance raw ni the detail di count to get ni the quad show like friction li ni chuji min theory le ya friction de job issue chimbo. So the exercise chandra exercise question number 1 leads from the blank check. Number A friction opposes the dash between the surface in contact with each other. Ani surface ni object khari ni bashna dini ni gi surface chira o dini ni in contact chawdosna friction gi khari oppose chire khari khalor khari kagreler in kora motion navigate kagro. So friction opposes the motion between surface in contact with each other. Friction gi khari oppose chirela na ni khari kagrela na ko motion gi kagro and friction depends on the dash of surface and friction di khari la depend chirela re parasugi khalore the point criteria point ni to friction gi khari la depend chigme. It depends on the nature of surface rough smooth so rough in a friction ma smooth in a friction no so it depends on nature of surface. Number C friction di khari produce chira inte mangbo darwa dosna friction di darwa laura da ni friction kisita kya gi lapani dos chene inte rough dos chodosna ani khari tis chene khari chorgudo chaw chorgudo so di khari produce chira heat produce chira so sa ani machine da dente gi nanglo la ni rengbo dosta lega chini sha chodosna jen kha chodo chaw ngodo and chaw chadu kala machine thola do do so only chukore the friction khari produce chira heat. Number D sprinkling of powder on the carom board chances samutse ora di kala kisi powder show doshna and di khachira friction carom board dash friction mount to re yang nyong tangre raw powder loosna. Number E sliding friction is greater than or less than the static friction. So sliding friction the greater mangare static friction le mangare yang sliding the static friction le nyong sliding friction de or delta. Number 2 4 children were asked to arrange forces due to rolling, static, and sliding friction in a decreasing order. So friction mangshe di tangshe chere ani nyong che nyungshe di thama che decreasing order la do ra tangshe che an dine ne nyungshe di chere. So the arrangements are given below. Tete do ta delatna rolling, static, sliding ra choose the correct arrangement. Ta di chidu wala tangshe kyang do sta. 4 children were asked to arrange forces due to rolling, static, and sliding friction in a decreasing order. So, cheshe di tangshe che an dije chunga an chungshe di chera friction. So, friction mangshe khala yore. Rolling che static, sliding ra. Rolling nyungshe ra. Mangshe khal do static ra. Ko rest la de du kala ni bigeta kale khashe do chik bigeta ko tus na ko shida ya mo che takta sta na ko du do. So mangshe the correct static so static function yelle oda ani static function yelle yodi dido so C is the correct answer. Number 3 Alida runs her toy car on dry marble floor the marble that kambu kamja ingura shala marble kambu kamja ingurche ani shala marble ingyo lembal ingya ani thakpar ani double dinzo she gala ani moi the semose ka de tinde gaun semose der. The force of friction acting on the car on different surfaces in increasing order will be so ta del khachere mangshe khari layore increasing order nyungshe khari layore odi thangshe chi an dijela mangshe khari layore friction mangshe khwal li re odi thama del cher increasing order la do so ta kyang di nangmon ta dura tanda di shish do dry marble floor wet marble floor newspaper towel friction nyungshe khol yore wet marble lemba la friction mangshe ra so wet marble khol do delachik do so a the ding injigre do tangi ba wet marble touch wet marble jela dry marble floor ra khachna na shala hina pet khora jamba yora shala da thakbar da ani aju sum durwa doshna ani shala la friction nyungshe chado so next day dry marble floor yang chibuchi gyan chaso ta dijela Sakbar da towel nila tagi smooth side sakbar da towel that kora sakbar the color smooth side so sakbar nyali do newspaper and then towel. So answer dikhache do A. Number 4. Suppose your writing desk is tilted a little. Can you table your table the color tips in the mark Tokyo Rojus na. This is na table the don't did the table surface did the count so if it is tilted a bit, a book kept on it starts sliding down. Like is it the tab showerstand the jumbo idola table nima and the tab ma shurungura. Show the direction of friction force acting on it. Ani kisi the tab in the ma door na the gala friction the and direction call a leader. The tab ma yungu na friction the call a dura ya gang la dura. So Dinala tanda what it does. If a book slides down a table, mali do so direction of frictional force the call a leader is opposite to the opposite leader. So it is opposite to the direction of its motion. So the frictional force will act along the inclined direction. So upward inclined direction. Inclined lana tanda this Tokyo che and call a dura ya gang la do upward. Number 5. You spill a bucket of soapy water on a marble floor accidentally. Marble floor chigala ani kyangi chuna easy churo shuda easy churo shin ani di kisi accidentally kyangi marble floor gala ani pure doshina. Would it make it easier or more difficult for you to walk on the floor? Why? The di ani kya kalor marble floor di gala khumba je lela chere yang na khumba je kale kha chere lesh. So this is lamsang or the color how hot you are kisi easy chuje ni odu marble shala jigala pure doshna the didashore imbaro. So it would be difficult to walk on the floor. It would be difficult if you spill a bucket of water on the marble floor because it reduces the friction between the ground and the feet. Ground the friction it reduces the friction between the feet and the ground. Next is number 6. Explain why sportsmen use shoes with spikes. The color hango kala spike you the football say this is shidugala. What the kachani yorela sportsmen use shoes with spikes. So these spikes better it provides better grip jura. So spikes on the shoes it provides better grip while running to do so because frictional force between the ground the shoes it is increased by the spike. So the frictional force between the shoe and the ground is increased by spike the frictional force the increase and it provides better grip. So grip the company football ki boot the number 7. Iqbal has to push a lighter box. Iqbal la box Seema has to push a similar heavier box this cheji shala box this cheji. So now who will have to apply a larger force? Force obviously box so the box so Seema has to apply larger force more force to push the heavier box box as the surfaces as the box is heavier box the it is pressed harder against each other ma shukche so ma shukche interlocking of the irregularities on the surface of box and the floor floor the rogro di da ani box ki surface ki rogro di ni khachi shere interlock bat shukche khachana box di jugo che so what do you do to overcome the interlocking Seema will have to push the more Sima has to apply larger force force to che yaw to the bat kura chuko che ye che ani kalore dingi ni press to che chi du gala ani interlocking the bat strong chadira as compared to the lighter box. So Sima has to apply larger force to push the heavier box because the interlocking of irregularities on the surface of the box and the floor is strong as compared to the lighter box. Because the two surfaces are pressed harder against each other. So the force required to overcome the interlocking is more in case of heavier box. Box dila ni kalau interlocking batch shuk so indu kalau force ma jaw thore. Number 8. Explain why sliding friction is less than static friction. Sliding friction, the static friction but no la raw the kachin relar. So friction khadi li re ang khadi na frictional force it comes into play khadi the color action li lana frictional force acts when irregularities present in the surface of the two objects object ni gipala ni color irregularities kisi your doshina or the king and frictional force level when they get in contact it gets interlocked with each other kisi interlock so when an object is in motion kisi object in motion la your doshina the sliding friction is smaller sliding friction the bed no and the static friction bed smaller than the static friction bed as the interlocking during motion is very small ani colore di gujolna la pat kora colore ta interlock bat shukche chadira ko rest kalera static friction and rest kaidu gala and the interlock di shukche du gala ko force ma jaw thura kale ma yara ani shemba chik di ta chikpa chikyan che and chik sliding gala do de na shur gala de shur lawra ta khaptu into do de na shur ga ine re khande ine re khaptu do de na kya gi bige ta de bat le la do so the sliding friction is less than static friction. Teacher. Next is number 9. Give examples to show that friction is both a friend and a foe. Friction the but friend of foe niga ingo gito foe lana ta ngoma dollar enemy dollar onishna ani ta hondi gala indi do chishara advantage friend lana ta advantage of friction ye ni ngato khara pen thore ra ho the point ni sum chichi ani friction ge ngato kharin ne ki re limitation yura friction ge kharin ne ki re ni only point ni som chichi the point mangu chi ya nga ji friction king nga zo khomba ja thwe ro da gi ro na ni board ka chi thwe da kya zo ro na nyu gi dis chi thwe da chi ra ni limitation do khaila na ni should be hango gi sold and zo da ni machine is the tola ra. So number 10 is explain why object moving in fluids must have special shapes. So object and the color chunala move chinye ne re namla atmosphere na move chinye ne re ding la mix shape khachen go re le dra. So when an object the fluid namla move chigi na fluid friction konso experience chigi ra. So when an object moves in fluid friction opposes the motion konso object the move chigi the motion the kaudura fluid friction kingi. So the reduce so to reduce this friction between object and the fluid. So object di da ani ta chudo is na ra chudo is the chuda ani kalore object di ni par gi fluid friction jero the fluid friction di nyong ro ta chedo ani khare object din jola mi se shape din te do on the khale streamline shape le ya. So on the chain any console color mix shape so why you say to reduce the fluid friction. So when an object moves in fluid friction opposes the motion. So to reduce the friction between object and the fluid, the object is given special shape called streamline shape. An example can say the aeroplane, boat, then somewhat mixy gi streamline shape do and tanda digigure number tanda dela activities do the activity di count try shida do chala susundang la yes na and try shida friction ki dire friction the dire activity